everybody, and welcome to a special episode of Stat Check. This is the WTC Newcomers show, where we are bringing on a bunch of first-time WTC. Well, technically, we're all first-time WTC, but first-time and WTC goers, because this is the first year of Anthony. I see you looking at me like that. I've never been to WTC either. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
So a bunch of first-timers to the international country representation stage. Let's go with that. That sounds way more verbose. First-time WTC players. So I am joined by five lovely specimens from across the world, by which I mean Western Europe and America. Very representative of everybody who's there at the WTC because, well, it actually is. Yeah, well done. Congratulations, us. We've managed to be representative of everybody except Australia.
Yay.
So I am Innes. I'm the captain of Team Scotland. I am not here to be a first-time WTC player. I am here to host, and I am joined by, in a circle, let's start with Anthony.
Hi, I'm Anthony. I'll be representing America. If you watch Stat Check, you know who I am already, so I'm not going to spend a bunch of time introducing myself. This way, to Arn.
Hello. Yeah, I'm Arn. I'm playing for Team Belgium. I'm representing the Blood Angels for this year as a not last moment, but like with the Nephilim changes, switch from Drukhari, and super excited to be going. I don't know, what are we supposed to say about it ourselves?
That was fine. You're good.
Good.
Just brief introduction for now. We'll do proper questions later because it'll be more of an interview format. Jonathan.
I'm playing for Team Sweden. I'm playing Sisters, not just because of Nephilim changes.
Well, are they good or something?
They're quite good.
I hear they're okay.
S tier.
Yeah.
Mal?
Hi, so I'm Malachy from Team Northern Ireland. So it's my first time going away to WTC. Very excited. I'm bringing Chaos Knights this year. Nice new kind of shiny-ish codex. So very excited.
Good. And Brian?
So I'm Brian. As you can tell by my thick Glaswegian accent, I'm long lived in Scotland. I'm definitely not American. He's been here for 5 years. So I played hundreds and hundreds of games with Tal, so I'm playing Sisters at WTC because it makes perfect sense. But I'm very excited. It should be a blast. So just trying to get as many games as I can before.
Yeah, your cat is definitely having...
Yep, they're going to do that. So.
It's mantra striking their models.
Yeah, I'm more looking at the models there, yeah.
Yeah, fine.
Innes knows what he cares about.
Okay, so we have 5 new people. We have 4 armies represented. We have a Tyrannus player, 2 Sisters players, a Blood Angels player, and a Chaos Knights player, and then another Tyrannus player because I hate you all. Right, let's do the easy bit. How was team selection for all of you guys? What was that like for you? If anybody wants to jump in with the most interesting story, what's your team selection like? How did that process go? Brian, I know it's not gonna. Let's start with the easy one then, Anthony. How was your team selection?
I did really well in singles last year, which obviously makes you a great teams player. And then I live close enough to Sean that he knows who I am. And that gets you on Team USA, baby. Some good old-fashioned American nepotism. So that's it. And then I went to practice and didn't throw. And they were like, all right, that'll do. Good enough. And then
Sean told my army. Brian, your story's kind of similar, to be fair. So
yeah, pretty much. Moved to Scotland for graduate school. Met Innes, which was easily the biggest mistake of my life. I started playing competitive 40K a lot. Got to know Innes really well. We had an unfortunate dropout, and so Innes tapped me to kind of fill the slot. So.
Yeah, the only time where Team Scotland uses nepotism is when we have drops. We'll just fill the gap. It's fine. Arne, how was your go around on the selection process?
So for me, it was interesting because I'm technically a mercenary since I'm German. But I've been like hanging out with the Belgians and playing with them for a while now. I played with them on. So was this like a year or a year and a half ago? The Greek Hammer online event.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
That was a while
2
ago.
years?
2 years. 2 years. So I was playing Team Hottest Takes there, and I had Liam and Tom on my team. So that was kind of like my first team event with them. And since then, I've just kind of been playing online team events because I really enjoy team events and hanging out with the Belgians. And just over time, kind of like grew closer and closer to the rest of the team. And now I've been going to all the IRL team events with them since they've started happening again. So yeah, just kind of like became part of the team through playing with them.
And Belgium just uses the captain picks players, right? That's their process.
So the process is there's like the captain picks the first I think the first 2 or 3, and then it's kind of like a not like strictly a committee, but like a consensus building thing of like adding more players, and as each player gets added, it's kind of a team consensus thing to fill out the remaining slots.
Yeah, it's a similar system what we use. Like you get the first 3 picked by whatever mana you choose. Those 3 pick the next 2. They pick the next 2, and so on.
Exactly.
Makes sense. It's a good way to build a team because you get the people that people know are doing well, but you also get to go around the side and pick people who are maybe not doing as well in singles or as well in other things, but who will fill roles you need, and that can always be pretty useful. Mal, how about yourselves? How does Northern Ireland pick a team?
So we're quite a small group in Northern Ireland. One island split in 2, so our pool of pick is smaller. But you know, with us, it's you have your top 5. I'm pretty sure top 5 in the league that's running, and as in most points from tournaments that you've been to, non-invitationals, just open tournaments that you can go to along. Your top 5 are then in the team, and then the captain who's voted in then has an option to pick a few more. There's like 2 wild cards potentially there. So maybe top 6, and then there's 2 wildcard picks. And then obviously we'll have some coaches that come along as well. So it's not overly complex there. You know what I mean? If you do well, you could be on the team. And then obviously you've got the issue of some people might not be able to get away. Some people might not be able to afford it. Some people might drop out, or some people just might, whatever, life happens, right? So that's kind of the way it has been for us. And obviously there's been a few of us kind of sitting and waiting since 2019 kind of time to kind of go and been busting the go. So I've been one of them ones that's been sitting on the team, kind of been like, let's go, let's get this cap. Can't wait to get it. And I haven't. So I can't wait to go away this year and get it. And we've got a really strong team that have all been kind of getting games in over good games and being on the team and being up ranked in the team selection process over the last few years. So and Cahill's done a good job of kind of, with being a small community and only having so many players, we've been really trying to do it in such a way to entice more people in, even at a beginner's level, that would push the beginner's level up and push then the mid bracket up, but then the mid would then push the higher bracket up as well to kind of try and get everyone stepping up. And by all means, it's been a team process to get more people involved, and Cahill's been doing a great job kind of leading that.
Yeah. It's a very real struggle with a smaller community, isn't it, to try and make sure you've always got 8 players, even sometimes.
Yeah, right. It's kind of, and getting more people into it as well, and keeping people interested. You know what I mean? So I agree in regards to what you're saying about this video and how these kind of videos are great to kind of get people enticed and eager, because we don't have a lot of team games over here. So and really, from listening to a number of different podcasts going on across the world at the minute, team tournament seems to be where it is at for good gaming, fun, and just general good crack. So hopefully more of us will be up for it.
Did you qualify by the selection, or were you one of the top 5? You get to brag a little if you were one of the top 5.
I was one of the top 5, yeah. So
there you go. That's what you smashing up those Northern Irish events.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, Jonathan, our last go around on that one.
Yeah, Sweden system, much like Northern Ireland and Scotland, we have our own ranking system designed. And basically what happens on the 1st of September every year is that the top 3 are picked for the team. Those top 3 then pick a captain. Can be one of those 3 people, could be anyone really. And then that captain picks the rest of the team, but it's like 3 of them has to be within the top 10 of the ranking and 2 can be from outside of it. I got picked fairly early on, I think, as part of the top 10 people, but I was not top 3 back then.
Fair enough. And did Danny have you like at gunpoint for that one, saying like they will pick me as captain, or was he part of the top 3 and just forced as well? Or
no, he was like, as some people here might know, it's not always a race to be a captain. It's like there's usually 1 or 2 guys that can do it, and then it's whoever gets convinced. So he got convinced.
Oh, so you had Danny at gunpoint.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. Okay, so that is the selection process. Is everybody happy to be on the team for your teams, or have you got some people who are like just doing it because they have to, or have you guys kind of got excited teams at this point again? Because that was something that we kind of had at the end of the ETC, was people who were just going to WTC or ETC every year because it was a thing they did every year, not necessarily because it was a thing they had the drive to do anymore. Are you guys feeling like you're on driven teams this year, or on, have you still got a few of those people who are sticking around?
Our team is definitely driven. I just don't know if they're driven in the right direction. We are individually very motivated, is I guess the cleanest way for me to put that.
Fair play.
Our team is very driven. I've been told that this is the most Sweden has tested and the most correct testing that has been done. So yeah, it feels like I have a good group of guys.
Yeah, I mean, this is my, obviously all our first times, so don't have much of a context, but everyone on the team seems really driven, really keen to get better.
Well, now I know you're lying.
Most people on the team seem to be keen to get better, learn matchups, and really put a bunch of effort in. So it should be. I think it's good.
It's we're really pumped for going this year, and Northern Ireland has a reputation of coming along and having a good time, but not exactly ranking very well, which NSC like to remind us about many times, by all means. But this year, I think we're on the team's really kind of headstrong for kind of changing that reputation that we've had over the last while.
I'm counting on you, bro.
Anthony, I see that. I see your list. I see we're on it, and it's a good pick.
For context, we did a WTC draft and Anthony picked Northern Ireland.
So
yeah, we're definitely all hyped for it, and we've been going to like as many team events as we can together. We went to Paris together, to the Netherlands, and just like I personally love team events, so as many team events as I can go to, the better. And I think that's a kind of what everyone else on the team is also sharing, kind of just this hype for going to team events, because I think we all think it's the kind of the best way to play 40K, and it just gives games more meaning. So yeah.
Yeah, not everybody has to play tournaments every round as well, which is really nice.
Oh yeah, I get to dodge.
I will. 1 second, guys. We have a very quick late joiner joining on the side from Team Belgium. I am going to join Liam to the call very quickly, and he can tell us how full of shit Arn is. Right, there you go. Hello, Liam. And he looks shell-struck.
He does.
Hello.
There.
Yo, Liam, how are you?
Good, and you?
Yeah, not too bad. We are just in the middle of going through how people, whether you have people who are on your team are all excited, or whether you've got some people who are just hanging around. But let's very quickly do an introduction for you, Liam. We have, unfortunately, Belgium had a team practice weekend, and Liam was running a little bit late. That's fine.
Yeah. So it was this week, not today. So yeah, but it's fine. the call. Yeah, it was fun. So I'm Liam from Belgium, and voilà, it's my first year at WTC. And we had like a team meeting this weekend. It was really cool. Like we were training and hanging out with the guys, like to prep the pool match, and it was really fun.
Good.
I'm a little bit
So-
tired. I just come back from like 1 hour train because it was not at my home, and like I had like all the terrain in one hand, all my army in the other, and it was. I should have come by car. Bon, but voilà.
That's a very classic training disorder. We're probably going to move on to that next. Is how your teams have been preparing. So we'll swing back around to you, Liam. We're just doing this in a roundtable format, so we're just pulling people up and saying how's your experience been so far. But we'll just jump straight ahead. Do you want to quickly run what army you're playing? Just the very bare bones like faction.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. This weekend I play Renegade Knight. No, I'm supposedly to playing Harlequin, but nobody want to play against me, so I have to play other faction. But I mean, I was like playing T-Son, Craftworld, Renegade Knight, and I play also a lot of Chaos. I'm mainly a Chaos fan first. World Eater in my heart, but yeah.
You getting the same thing I do, where nobody feels any desire to practice against my Tyranids anymore. So it's like, could you play every other faction? Yes. I played like 15 practice games in the past 3 weeks, and like 2 of them were with my WTC faction.
Yeah.
It's like such a
I
fucking
really
joke.
think it's like a Harlequin curse as well. Like my
Even-
ATC practice, no one wanted to practice against my Harlequins as well. Just, hey Arne, can you play everything else?
Even when it's Harlequin, it's not my list. I'm like playing the Polish Harlequin or like other Harlequin list, and I'm like, mate, why are they playing that? So shit, but well, I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, I played 3 games with the German Tyranids list, so at the end of it, I'm just like, I would like any ability to charge anything. Please.
Or you could
You have the
certainly
ability to
declare
fail
charges.
I can fail as many charges as I like, but if I
Yeah.
want to kill like a thing behind a wall, you better hope your Maliceptor rolled 7s, buddy. And what if there's 7 wounds there? Nah, sorry, man, you dread a lot.
I mean, you have Scream.
Scream still leads line of sight. Neuroparasite's the one that doesn't.
I wish it was opposite.
Yeah, I think everybody wishes the smite equivalent didn't need line of sight, except Anthony, who's like happy enough with his bullshit army.
Yeah. Fuck sisters behind walls.
Immune to psychic power sisters behind walls is the fun.
Just hit a
right?
different one.
Yeah.
So, how has everybody's teams been preparing? What's your team's prep process for the WTC bid? We can start with Anthony again because we can be done in 30 seconds.
Yeah, so we did 2 practice weekends. One of them, the entire team except me is at right now because it was at the Art of War House, which is in the middle of East Ass nowhere. So getting there is not a thing that you can do without going to minimum 3 airports, apparently. So I opted to not do that this weekend, but the other one was a little more achievable. So yeah, we've had a couple of team practice weekends and we've been playing individually, and the rest of it is reliance on the fact that like 6 of our team members live together, basically. So those dudes really well oiled and practiced. The rest of us
Going.
yeah, attending for sure. We will be there, smiling face, playing games.
It's good to be carried. It's good to be carried. Just
Yeah.
enjoy it. Just
Yeah,
enjoy
I'm
the
getting-
ride.
I'm getting carried by army, by the team. It's gonna be fine. I gotta show up and score 10 with Tyranids. That's super achievable. So yeah, there's no pressure on me. I'm gonna be the happiest man in the world. I'm gonna go see Innis with no army. I'm gonna just show up as a man with a tape measure and dice and be like, let's do some stuff.
I can provide
guess.
those.
Yeah. Well,
I
I
don't really need anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna have them though. Those will
Right,
be mine.
okay.
That'll be my contribution to the cause. Dice, tape, liquor. Like that's what I'm good for.
That's all I need really.
So
What about yourselves, Mal? Let's jump into Northern Ireland because this is going to be very different.
Yeah, so our prepping for team stuff, we've been doing a lot of scrims kind of online, especially during the age of PTS. We were doing scrims a lot, trying to get in kind of prep then. We were doing some team games against Team Ireland as well. We've done a few of those. And then obviously just a lot of game time where we would all get together as a team down either in Exploding Dice, which is in Bangor, which is kind of our local club, and try and get as many different setups done, get a game against a particular army. How does it go? Turn 1, turn 2. If it's complete scrap, cool, rejig. Let's set it up again. Let's you go first this time. Let's boom, 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 bash it out. Yeah, and then it's just kind of getting those reps, multiple reps. We can't go to multiple team tournaments. It's just not something we're able to do. We're not getting them over here. So what's the other alternative is to kind of set up team A, team B, and get some from the community and to kind of set up that team B and try and get those games in. So a lot of singles reps by all means, but a lot of conversation as well, a lot of conversation about what went well, what didn't go well, how could that be better, why did that go wrong, how do you improve these things? And for me, I find personally talking through rather than obviously playing the game, a lot, right? But whenever you're trying to bash that competitive game out, and then at the end of it, you went, fuck, I should have remembered this, or I should have remembered that, or whatever. But whenever you're talking things through in a kind of process, for me anyway, it always helps to kind of talk that stuff out and go, actually, I didn't even realize if you even look at the wording of a particular rule, like that one we were saying earlier, those attacks actually can't be your feed no pains, whatever, or 4-ups on. You can't have them things on a 4-up on the attack because it's actually the way it's worded is it actually at the end of that phase, and all those kind of wee things that you catch out, and you only really get that as a team when you talk through those bits and pieces and those codexes if you do or don't know. So
it's hard to be up to date on all the rules at once, isn't it? So having a team around you that can do that for you is really
cool. Right.
Especially when you add the layer of the WCFAQ on top of that, right?
What is it? And then you've got rules that are changing 2 weeks, a month before you go away, or army selection 2 weeks before you go. You're like, what? Or there's a brand new faction out. Cool. Are we going to let chaos in? No, we're not. Let's not do that because that's a whole other layer. So, but for us, I've been finding talking, getting those conversations in, and that can happen in Discord. You know what I mean? So if you're not getting games in, at least you're getting that time in other way. And kind of having those conversations and kind of getting those bits of information that kind of really are prevalent to certain games and matchups.
Sound. Jonathan, how's Sweden doing prep? I know you said earlier that it was the best you've ever done and the most effective you've ever done. So
yeah, I mean, most of the end game testing now is TTS. I've been watching a lot of games from my teammates, trying to get the right matchups on the right tables to actually test the complete matchup that's going to happen. But beforehand, there's been some team tournaments. We went to the super secret team tournament in Scotland. Tried to get as many people as possible to come to that, but obviously it's hard to get everyone to travel. And then we set up some team tournaments in Sweden. I just asked the Swedish community to put together 5 teams, and then we just ran a one-day team tournament and paired into them. And yeah, but lots of TTS in the end stages now to just quickly run out games and setups and can AdMech play against this army on this table? No.
Yeah, the answer is it's any army, any table. No, AdMech can't play it, right?
You have an AdMech list, don't you, Scott?
Yeah, so does Anthony.
Our AdMech is great.
Your player's great.
Is it as good as your custodes?
It's definitely better than that. I can't promise you much. I can promise you that the AdMech will probably perform better than the custodes.
Will probably perform better.
Yeah. He's got such confidence. Will this perform better than your 10 every game Tyranids? Anthony's going for 80 points the hard way. 10 every game except the Scouring.
That's right, bro. I'm there to make sure that some random matchup isn't a disaster. That's my entire job. I'm not there to get 20. I'm not even there to get 12. If I get 12, I get a high five. 10.
Okay, Brian, run through Scotland's prep from the perspective of somebody who's not organising at all.
So we did a combination of things. I mean, we've gone to team events that when they've come up, We've had a lot of kind of like weekly or bi-weekly calls discussing changes. As you know, Mal kind of alluded to, everything got thrown in the garbage fairly recently when everything changed. So that caused quite a scramble. A lot of practice days when we can. Last couple weekends have been full practice days. For those of us who can't make them, like myself, for most of them, I've been kind of doing TTS games, and just kind of doing the rounds with everybody. And we have a active Discord where we do kind of after action reports and discuss the changes, try and make sure we understand what's the matchup like, why was it good, why was it bad, do game reports. It's all useful, especially because we can kind of look at it and ask ourselves whether the experience they had was indicative of what the actual matchup is, or is just happened to be what that game was, which can be really, really important, because a lot of times you can be results oriented. If you play one game, get your shit pushed in, and then you're like, oh, well, that's a terrible matchup. And it's like, well, no, if you just play it differently, it can be really good. So it's important, I think, to have those other people there to provide context and perspective.
Yeah, having 7 other people or 7 to like 10 other people, depending on coaches, who are not against you in any way, kind of thing, can be really helpful with WTC practice. A lot of the time when you're playing singles, the person you're prepping with is also going to the event. Like, yeah, it's fun to bounce ideas off of them, but at the end of the day, like, there's that level of you're playing with somebody else as your competition, even in singles, so like whatever you're doing, or you talk to somebody after. With WTC, you kind of get that little bit more selflessness, where everybody's there to boost everybody because you all care together, which can be really helpful. It's definitely one of the things I enjoy most about it. You don't have to hide lists from each other, America.
Whoa. Relax. Only a couple of people do that. And you just don't talk to them about stuff. That's fine.
That's my favorite thing. Is I couldn't imagine the context of a team hiding lists from their teammates so that they could beat them in singles. It's so wild to me.
Me either.
But it just makes me laugh, man.
It's not a thing that I've ever done. So
I need to watch it explode online as well, to watch the kind of, especially whenever there's conversations going on and you see Innes kind of launch in going, what the fuck are you doing with your lists, America?
not good.
Sorry, because if we play America, I know we're going to get smashed, but that doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, you will. You'll get slaughtered, and I'll talk shit forever once that happens. But until then, you're safe.
Exactly.
All right. I'll get my 10.
Aaron and Liam, you guys were alluding to having been at a practice weekend this weekend. So how's Belgium's prep been? Not just this weekend, but generally.
TTS help a lot because like we are kind of all around the world. Like we accept everybody in Belgium. Like we have like a German and a Swedish guys and one French guys. So like TTS help a lot. But this weekend we had like the big weekend where everyone was planning to come, but like some fucking COVID come and like half of the team didn't make it. So no, not half, but I mean
Two, and then Tom couldn't because
so
obligations. So 3 didn't make it out of 8. Yeah.
And we were uneven at the weekend, so we were like we try to like I try to play 2 games at the same time, but that doesn't really work. Like we
okay, I'll drop the hint for this one on how you organize that. One person sets up a board and a matchup and has everything ready to go and like does deployment on both sides, and then once one person finishes, you just swap onto that game straight away and you just go from there. It's actually really good to just have somebody doing that. And then they just help with the game in between and like talk through stuff. It can be really helpful to have an extra player. We actually like having an extra player at this point for events because you can just play like bounce between 2 games and like give advice and shit like that and try people out.
I think a supervisor is very underrated. Like that's really good a lot on TTS.
We did that first time and then we saw it doesn't work. Like, and then we had like some French that come play that from the region. We were managed to the end of the weekend. We like were even. Like, because it was really funny. I was like, I started the game earlier because one guy was supposed to come 1 hour after. So I was like, okay, I'm going to start to play 2 turns there. And then I was saying, I'm going to play knights. It's like so easy. And I forgot half of the rules. So it didn't mean anything. So like, I was playing like the Renegade Knight, and I forgot that they all had +2 wounds, so like it could have mattered maybe, and like but whatever. So in the end it doesn't serve. At least I smashed the other guy with Crawford, so it was fine. That, but I got I didn't lose like that for a while. I was there. What do I do here? Like also when you play twice at the same time, don't play an army that you never play because that.
All right. So I've missed the extremely coordinated practice boot camp.
So is
Because
that
of
how all of
COVID.
Belgium's practice goes? Yeah, you just Liam plays 2 games at once and nobody else helps.
I mean,
Turn
to
on
be
the
fair,
table.
Got the entire team
No,
on
they will be
back.
like,
Come on,
so
guys.
to be fair,
what is this
Yeah,
going
that's
off of,
basically
like-
what happened at Home Nations. So
I was gonna say, going off of previous tournament results, Liam tends to carry a big backpack.
well, it's Tom, right? Tom's not getting any better. He's been playing for 40 years, so like if he was gonna get better, he'd have done it by now, right? So,
Wow.
oof, gee, that's harsh.
Whoa,
Sorry. No,
somebody call the police.
I'm
yeah,
not.
but nobody's saying I'm wrong.
I don't know him.
No. I'm not gonna say anything.
That's the same thing as not defending him, Liam.
I mean, no. To be fair, like he has a life family. It's harder to. I'm a student that has like my whole life is like drinking and playing Warhammers, So like,
Usually at the same time.
oh yeah, I
Let's
was
be
too
real
drunk.
here.
Like I was kind of like first night we finished at like 4 a.m. and the second night at 3 a.m. So like, and like we are in Belgium, so we drink beer, and we kind of did. So
So
yeah.
outside of this practice weekend, we've done a bunch of scrimming on TTS. We've gone to a number of team events together by now.
We did. I mean, I kind of did like 12 team events last year, like this season. So, like between French and also with Team Belgium. So
yeah,
It's good
and
practice. It's a lot of practice.
yeah,
I only play team events to be fair right now.
yeah.
Solo
I'm
is bad.
generally a team events person. I play team events with some German friends of mine as well, and then some online ones with the hottest takes people, and then went to the US for ATC. And yeah, just kind of like trying to get a bunch of team event practice generally. And yeah, it's been going well.
Yeah, it's
And
really
now
cool.
while I'm sitting at home sick and not able to join the prep weekend, I have been building and painting 2,000 points of Blood Angels in about a week. So that's currently the project.
We are really organized. Like our organization
Yes.
is.
I was meant to borrow a Blood Angels army for my army I'm picking up last minute after Nephilim changes.
So close.
Now I'm painting it right now.
That happens a lot. You're meant to borrow an army, and then it turns out the guy that you were borrowing it from just hasn't painted it for you. It's
Sold it.
Oh, Jesus. I've definitely been handed a bunch of models not based for a tournament and been like, you could use these. I'm like, no, I fucking can't.
I definitely haven't been painting a sister's army for the last 6 weeks.
Building and painting a Chaos Knights army. Also.
I mean,
Painting a Harlequin. It's like
come on.
putting
You're
red
bored.
on my model. Like
Yeah, my
I'm
Tyrant
the
Guard
one.
got rejected, so I had to paint new Tyrant Guard.
Rough. That's a good thing. I don't have to have anything approved. I just straight up walked to my Games Workshop and went like, yo, I need 2,000 points of Blood Angels in UN box. And I don't need to get anything approved. So that's nice.
You should go into it anyway because the entertainment value of that chat is fantastic.
Oh yeah, if you do nothing else but
I know,
to
I
read
read the
modeling
chat.
questions to see
Oh,
some of the utter dog shit people want to use as chaos spawn.
So
The daily intake of stuff that people want to get through is amazing. It's just so good.
I have
And
a few of the
everyone
channels
had to have
muted.
their Dark Eldar and Harlequins and all their models.
I still don't understand what about crew. My Star Weaver doesn't have a crew, so I need to start maybe look to that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
you
I
should.
mean,
Well, I mean, Tom's not going to pull your models, is he? So
No, but
I'm just gonna.
he say me, you need to put crew. And like I never had crew in my I'm gonna
You
find a
used to
way.
need crew, but then Ines started a rebellion, and now you don't need crew.
Now you only need some of the crew.
Yeah.
Mm,
And like I think my crew are 1 millimeter too high or no. And I think I'm gonna ask some. Yeah.
you
no,
can't
I'm
ask
gonna.
me. None of
Yeah.
my boats have I
Yeah.
have 9 boats sitting over there.
Yeah. Take you Shadow
Zero
Seer, I
diamonds.
think, because mine are like kind of squishy. I didn't upgrade them, so I don't want to like have a big surprise like.
Hmm.
Because like one is broken like 5 or 6 times, and it's not the original piece that I put because I lost them. So like I should maybe
Okay.
kind of go to that chat maybe, but
Well, you have
You should do
8
that.
minutes, so
Yes, I think deadlines for approvals is in 8 minutes.
7 minutes.
Hmm.
Liam, you need to go.
Hurry up.
no.
I mean, everyone has a holiday.
The other channel I really recommend is the public rules questions. That one is hilarious to read along. Oh, Ines. Oh no.
Being the voice of
Surely
reason in that
Ines
chat
is-
sometimes is painful.
Surely Innes doesn't read that chat, right? Like you just never even open that channel.
Triggered.
Now,
I
but
have
some people like
responsibilities,
the
unfortunately.
pain. Like,
Yeah, exactly. I like telling people that yes, you can use the stratagem on the unit it says it does to do the thing it says it does. Like it's great. I love having 17 questions like that a week. Okay, that'll do for preparation. Let's talk pods round 1. Who you're playing, what you're excited for. What teams have you got on your pods? Are you looking forward to playing them? Is there anybody in your pod that you're like excited to get a chance to play against, like on the team, somebody you know of, anything like that? No, everybody hates everybody. Go,
Do I-
Anthony.
Okay. I think Netherlands will be fun to play against. I've talked to the Necrons man from there on Discord a handful of times.
I'll say his name. We'll not get demonetized.
I honestly just blanked it. I
Okay,
know
Dick.
that I've
It's Dick Van der
Dick.
Horst.
That's
Yeah.
it. Phew. Yes, so he seems super cool, and the few times that I've talked to him, so playing him potentially might be fun. I don't think there's a world where Necrons line up against Tyranids, but maybe I can get my 10 against Necrons instead of against something else. So yeah, that's like the main one. I don't really know anyone on like either of the other teams, so I'm kind of just like a man showing up and playing games. But aside from that, yeah, it'll be fun. And then once we get out of pods, maybe crazy shit will happen, or maybe it won't. Who knows?
Is there
Hopefully
any
we
team you're
play you.
excited to play against outside of pods?
You.
Me too, because we'll either both be in the dumpster or doing really well. There's
Yeah.
never going to be no alternative.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we'll either be crushing it or getting owned, and either
There's
of
no way.
those
There's
is
no way we're
fair.
playing at 3-3. We're going to be like
Right.
2-4. One of us is scrapping for the 3 wins,
Just-
or we're somehow 6-0. Like, those are the 2 choices here.
You never know.
Okay, Arna, let's do Belgium for Arna and Liam.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited to play Poland again. It's been I would say a long-standing rivalry, but it's more of a like they're always like one step ahead. So it's always super fun though. They're great sports, and I'm looking forward to getting my revenge again after drawing them. last
Yeah, but
time.
TTS doesn't count. Like,
No. But we've
Oh,
played
God, when
them.
Liam's
Like,
saying that, you know TTS doesn't count.
but we've played them
No.
a few times. We've played them at Feast of Blades, right?
Yeah.
And played them.
we play them.
Yeah, just like it's every time it's super fun. Great players. I keep getting into 10-10 Drukhari mirrors, and but this time I won't because I'm not on Drukhari. So this is yeah.
I'm not
You're on
gonna lie.
Drukhari plus
I'm-
wings minus fight last, right?
Yeah.
Liam, what about yourself?
I'm like kind of like sleeping Poland, drinking Poland, eating Poland. Like I think I made like 40 game on like mission 13 with the last 3 weeks with like all the list and like so yeah, Poland exists. I don't know what else, but Poland exists. So
I feel like every
mean,
pod's got that one. Like, what's the? I'll quickly do this one as well. What's the mission you've played a shitload
that
from the first
the
3?
13 with the 4 in the middle.
13,
And
yeah.
that mission
Yeah.
is bad. It's basically who start with. No, not, but like,
So you guys have got them round 1.
yeah, we start with them. So, but I mean, yeah.
I've been playing a lot of Recover the Relics. That's when we've got Germany.
Oh yeah.
I've drawn
Also
so many
recovered the
games.
relics. I gave the order yesterday that Canada is public enemy number 1. Recover the relics is also a terrible mission.
Such a fucking bad mission.
I mean, we were talking a lot about Nephilim, and I don't like it in here.
What about you guys, Mal? Have you guys honed in on a specific mission, or are you guys just generalizing it?
No, we've been just generalising it. Playing a multitude of missions, the ones that are there for day one anyway. Just rolling them out and seeing what one we get. Or sometimes go like try this one out against this army to see how this goes. To see how that pairing is or how it potentially is. Just a rough estimate and see how those potentially scores could be looking like. And stuff like that. So I'll be doing that. But really looking forward to. Unfortunately, Sweden don't know much of this, so I'm looking forward to meeting you and playing. Canada, we've been kind of done a lot of scrimmage stuff with them over TTS over the last while, and chatted away to them guys on Discord. And the same with Wales as well. Then we're chatting with them guys, and obviously chatted about the Tom leading and stuff. So we're kind of excited to play those days.
You got a good group of guys in your pod as well, don't you? That's if you could pick a pod, that would be like 4 of the top 10, 6 teams that you would want to have banter with. So
It's good crack.
Yeah, it's a good pod. Very
It's only a good
impressed.
pod, yeah, for sure.
All English-speaking people and some IKEA. That's good.
Is there any team? So for the Belgians and for Mal, is there any team you're excited to play against? Once you get out of pod stage, anybody that you're like you really want to get a game against?
Well, I need to play against Germany, obviously.
Yeah,
I
we
need
are
to play my
like
country.
there is 5 countries we need to beat. So France, Netherlands, Sweden, and Germany. 4 countries. Sorry, like because all of our players are like, we don't want to lose against them. We don't want to lose against them. So because we have a Philly, Dach, and like for Sweden, like
we'll send Germany down to the 03 pod for you guys. All right.
But
yeah, I don't really have an idea of who we're afterwards. I think it's kind of, see what way we get on in our first pod and then be like, right, what's next? How do you dictate that? How do you look at that? And how do you go into day 2 going?
You just pick a team that you're like, you want to get reps against. Do you want to play against all the celebrities on Team America? Do you want to show it to the English or the Republic of Ireland guys? Do you want to play the Aussies because you only see them once a year? Like, come on.
America wants England bad.
You know what?
Like, not speaking personally, but for the rest of the team, they're coming for England hard.
Our warehouse is just draped out in England flags that they shadow box every day.
Dude, yeah, they like cover put like on the bag and they're like beating it up, Rocky montaging. They're like throwing tea into a lake. It's like, that's not really what you're supposed to do, but all right, whatever, close enough. Like, it's getting crazy in there.
It'd be good to get into Scotland.
You guys just played us.
Huh?
You guys just played us.
Aye, but I wasn't there, so.
That's true. So you'd have done so much worse. What about you, Brian? How do you feel about the pod stage, and who are you looking forward to playing afterwards?
I think our pod's pretty brutal. We have Germany, Spain, but I'm excited to play them. Want to be the best, got to play against the best. So there's no better way of doing that. Plus, I'm pretty close to getting German citizenship, Arn. So we're going to be best friends soon. So got to beat the Germans, obviously. So that should be good. And then in terms of out of the pod group, it's got to be America. Gotta beat my homeland. So just that.
I tried so happy when he says that.
An American flag kilt, but I wasn't allowed.
Wow, that would have been hilarious.
No.
That would have been so
flag.
good.
I think it would have squeaked by. I would have known it.
Yeah. That's awful. Ugh.
I don't have enough time to get one of those for you now, but if you'd have told me that sooner, I definitely would have shown up with one.
And I'm very glad he didn't.
Yeah, we did this wrong. I should have coordinated that sooner.
Yeah, you should speak to all the random people on my team just in case there's anybody who like has a big secret American grandfather.
Yeah, but I can slide.
So let's do the next one. What's your team's general philosophy on the week of the whole? Are you guys coming out for the singles? Are you coming out just for the team event? Are you doing team prep beforehand? Are you a big team on going out for parties, or are you get a meal and head back to the hotel kind of teams? What are you expecting from this year? If you're different to your team, how are you sneaking it past your captain? Very important questions.
Yeah. Is it me first again? Do I
We just do the same order. Yeah, Anthony, you're the only one who has experience with this. So.
Okay.
Well, I guess Mal as well. But.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know most of my weekend plans because the front half of them involve you. So I'm flying into Scotland first. I'm gonna party with the Scotland boys for a bit, and then the day they fly out to go do the singles, I'm gonna fly into Belgium to stand there and support them while they do the singles because our team is categorically not allowed to. And then we have a lot of like finish my round, go straight to bed after I read a Bible verse dudes on our team. So there's not going to be a lot of drinking and partying out of those lads, but I'm definitely going to try and fuck around a little bit and hopefully not find out too hard. And we'll see how it goes. You know, our team's weird because like for each one of those dudes, we have Brad, who counts as like 7 dudes worth of party in one tiny compact muscly package.
And you have Nick coaching as well, right? So
yeah, I just assume Nick's going to be like just in the
dead in a ditch somewhere.
Yeah, he's going to find the nearest like sketchy place to go, and that's where Nick's going to live for the weekend. Maybe, who knows? But yeah, so I like to think I'm right in the middle. Like I'm not going to get destroyed and be out until 5 a.m, but I'm going to go, you know.
But when the choices are Bible verse in bed or 7 glasses of wine, then 7 bottles of wine.
Yeah,
like right in the middle is very variable.
right down the center. Couple shots, get a little rowdy, fuck about, go to bed by like 1 or 2.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What about the Belgians? What's your team philosophy? I know you were drinking your practice day, Liam, so it can't be all team all art of war.
I mean, beer is water, so it's like fine. But I know that some of the guys say me this weekend that I will have to calm down during the WTC. But I mean, yeah. To be fair, I can serious but I can be serious when I'm drunk, so it's fine. Like just talk pairing when you be drunk, it's fine, right?
You just need to. You're going to be the new Belgian Blackie, and that's something that the veterans will understand, and nobody here will. So I'm not going to continue on it, but that's what I see you becoming, Liam.
I just remember last Feast and Blades, standing next to your table, like super focused on my game. It's like real technical. We're doing fight face stuff. I look over, and you're just standing there with your, I don't know how many beers you've already had, but like, you know, and you're like, oh, you're still playing, huh? Yeah,
every team needs one of those.
And I was like,
to be fair, I was playing Harlequin like.
I know.
Like at that point, all the game was 35 minutes, you know, or like that was so bad. Like I think I drink like I was more at the bar this tournament than at the table. But yeah,
that's what we consider a good tournament here in Scotland. What about Sweden then? Or actually, no, sorry, you actually didn't. You sidestepped that.
No, I just have to be a little cautious not to get carried along with Liam, because Liam literally thinks beer is water, and I don't. So, you know, my German ancestry fails me there. I'm not as resilient to beer, and I have to be a little cautious there, just to not go along with the Belgians too much.
And are you guys both playing the singles, both taking it easy?
I'm playing the singles, but I'm taking my team's list, so I'm expecting to just randomly drop games to NIDS and stuff like that, you know. It's not a take all comers list at all. It's just like what I want to run for teams, but I just basically consider it another few games of just getting in the groove and making sure it's all well oiled.
Are you planning on grizzing it out through the singles, or are you like, if it's not going well after day one, drop it to practice?
I'm not sure yet, but I could see myself doing that, but we'll see. We'll see.
What
I
about yourself,
was
Liam?
supposed to get more reps than I got, and now I'm like sick at home and not getting the reps I want. So
Play the 6 game, Arm. It's mandatory for you.
There's value to getting the games under quote unquote pressure of playing the tournament versus in the practice
there
day.
is.
Yeah, they're for all the practice you do in the world, it never quite translates to on the day, does it?
Yeah. It's
Sweden?
just a question of I'm also going to arrive a little early, so I'll get some more games before. It's going to be a 40K week.
You doing on the Monday? You doing on the Monday?
I'm probably going on Friday. I'm just right. The team
Fair
is
enough.
all there, right? I was supposed to arrive this Friday and just stay the entire 2 weeks, but that didn't work out.
This man's dedicated.
I just like playing 40K.
I hate playing 40K. It's just anxiety. It's like it's list anxiety, then it's anxiety playing, and then it's yeah. No, I'm flying in on Thursday, so not doing singles or anything. And honestly, it's more of a cost issue because if I do singles, I have to take more time of work. I have to pay for more hotel nights and everything like that. So yeah, I'm coming in on Thursday. We have 2 people playing the singles, Ricard and our Harlequin player, Axel, are both doing singles. Sweden is probably one of the teams known for partying, I would say. Ines, what do you think?
I've been slapped by Danny Hasselberg.
Who is our captain, and he's not going to stop partying. I think overall the team is less of a party-focused team these days, but Daniel himself has put curfew at 1 at night, so that's when he will be going to bed. So I think there's a nice middle section there where I would probably be drinking in the evenings, going to bed in time, but yeah, not going crazy.
Fair enough. Northern Ireland, I know you guys have a reputation for being one of the heavier teams on the old being out in the evening side. So what's Cathal's rules this year?
Yeah, we've kind of had that reputation of going hard and going heavy. Here, it's not like we're not going to go hard and have a good time. You know what I mean? Because for me, it's a holiday. I'm going to enjoy myself, but at the same time, we're not kind of. We want to go out there and put on a better show than we have over the last few years. You know what I mean? So it's taking a balance, not going bucked off and kind of forgetting there's games next day. But at the same time, the likelihood is every single one of us is bringing a bottle or not 2 of whiskey each. That will be getting dished out to players on games and afterwards, which is kind of tradition. It's just kind of after game or pre-game or before the game or during the game or just whenever having whiskey. So it's just not taking a piss this time. You know what I mean? It's just kind of going. We want to put on a bit of a better performance, but we're off for a bit of crack.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing about those 4.5 hour rounds is if you get tabled quickly, you can go for a nap, right? So.
Yeah,
I'm sure that'll be where Cathal is most rounds.
I have done that.
Brian, what about you for Scotland?
So I'm playing singles for 2 reasons. One, Innes told me that I have to do it once, so I remember why I never want to do it again. And also, I think I could use the reps. As you said, that kind of pressure environment is important. As far as drinking, the 34-year-old in me says don't drink, but the last time I got so drunk I could barely function the next day, I won a super major. So not to be results oriented, but I feel like I should get wasted. I'm not sure that. And it's confirmed they get a similar experience when he won his first one, basically dead on his feet. So
I'm not saying that that's what I did for my 2 super major wins, but I didn't not do that.
Yeah.
Going on the pub crawl the night before you win a super major is probably one of the better flexes that you can pull off.
That's a strong move.
Yeah.
You need less sleep, more 20s. That's what the goal is.
exactly, lose all your money in the casino, and then you win a super major. You just get all the luck out, bad luck out, and then you have nothing but good luck for the next event.
Does anybody know if there's a casino in Necklin?
We're gonna find it if it is.
You know.
I mean, Brussels is like 20 minutes from Mechelen, so it's like.
There you go.
I mean,
That might be the Wednesday plans, folks. Okay, let's do one last thing and then we'll wrap up because I think that's been a good hour of chat. Are you all excited and are you hoping to make it back next year?
Oh man, awkward right off the rip, huh?
You can make it to last.
Well, I'll go last.
I can talk because I'm pretty sure what will happen next year. I'm excited.
Bullied.
I am coming back next year. I am currently ranked 1 in Sweden, so I will definitely be on the team. I will not have a choice in the matter, and I might be building into becoming captain. So I'm playing next year, whether I want to or not.
Emphasis on not, I think.
Yeah, I'll go next. I'd like to be going next year. Haven't got that many tournaments this year, just dates wise hasn't worked. A lot of work on not being able to get away as much, but I would like to try and get to a few tournaments to get a few points up. But would like to get away. Pretty excited about going to WTC, to be honest with you. Over COVID and stuff, 40k for me just kind of went blah. I just didn't really enjoy it. Getting back into it took a while to kind of get that love and enjoyment of it. And now building up WTC, it kind of really once you get those reps and start getting lots of reps in and stuff, and the excitement's build, you're chatting to other people. That excitement for me is now built kind of a lot, and I'm kind of really pumped for it now. You know what I mean? So can't wait to go away and get absolutely bucked.
Yeah, I guess I can go. I'm super excited to go. I think it's going to be a blast. I've kind of had my eye on it for a while. So being able to go this year instead of aiming for next is it's a nice boon. So definitely keen to go next year. I think I'm pretty up there in the rankings for next year as well right now. I think I'm just second behind Innes. So I think I should be good to go.
Good. And the Belgians?
Liam, you go first.
yeah, obviously I'm exciting as fuck. It's gonna be so cool. Like I think I'm already thinking about a strategy to like either drink so much like the Monday evening because I know the night before a tournament I cannot sleep if like I'm so exciting. So yeah, and for next year we will see. I don't see why I wouldn't come back. So I mean it's in Belgium again. So and they won't kick me off the team. I think so. I should be fine.
Yeah, as long as you don't do anything very strange while drunk.
I mean, maybe.
No,
Who knows? The adventure hasn't begun yet, mate. Who knows?
Yeah, never did WTC before, so we will see.
So all I'm saying is there are 2 rules that you need to follow at WTC. Don't get arrested, don't get shot. Those are always really good rules that you should definitely make sure that the 2 things you follow because Mike Porter in Serbia almost got arrested for glassing somebody because he chucked a glass bottle very close to somebody and it shattered and almost got arrested. I've had team members try to break into places and various
I
things
think
like that.
we have a Swedish guy that's won WTC as a stand-in because someone was arrested. So, you know.
Yeah,
I mean, it's my country, so at least I know the rules, right? Like, I know the.
Not arrested.
So,
any advice?
I mean, should be fun. You will see everyone is drinking beer and like, no, I mean, it's Belgium, like, should be fine. Like, you're gonna eat fried and not French, or fried, like Belgian fried, we should say, but whatever. And yeah, it's gonna be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, try to get like a couple vegetables in you at least once during the week. I really recommend it.
it's surprisingly difficult with their
Potatoes?
No.
Belgian cuisine is very.
No.
No,
I mean, there is really good.
Just when I hang out with you guys, it's all beer and fries. Let's be real.
I mean, to be fair, like, I was in France once, and like, I was eating fried, and it was like, and I like when the other was talking like dessert, I retake fried, and they were like, "Oh, the Belgium guys is eating fried for the dessert." Like, we just I mean,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's gonna
Yeah.
shit.
Speaking as a veteran of these things, there is a tried and true tradition in Team Scotland of the meat sweats, which start around day 3, where you're like, I have not eaten anything that wasn't a carbohydrate or steak in 4 days. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure you keep healthy, drink lots of water, all the easy stuff. Well, I'm looking forward to meeting almost all of you in Belgium. I've actually met all of you before except Anthony now, so that's fine. I don't have to meet anybody new. Thank for that. So looking forward to seeing all of you in Belgium. It'll be really good to catch up with everybody. What we'll probably end up doing, what always ends up happening, is teams will just like arrange to do something on the night before, and then they'll just fucking go and do it. It's great. So make sure your teams are arranging stuff like that, because meeting another team for dinner and doing stuff like that is always really good fun. We will hopefully have some updates on StatCheck for you. What I will also do now is, if you guys have a team page or anything like that, it's going to have updates, or anything you guys will have personally where people can follow more, or if people can find anything more about potentially applying for your teams, now is when you plug it. Brian, you can pass on that one. It's okay.
Forming a second Team Scotland, if anybody's interested.
Mal, do you want to jump us off? Because I know you guys have a few things.
Yeah, so we have a Twitter channel there that we kind of keep up to date with things that are going on. We then also have quite a big Discord now where you can get on and follow, and it's where we vote for captaincy. It's where we have our updates in regards to our rankings and stuff like that. So if you want to be part of the team, you kind of join in that way. And it's just generally reaching out. And then there's a big Facebook Messenger group as well. There's everyone is on.
What's the Twitter called, so for anybody who wants to find it?
Twitter is at. It's not off the bat.
It's fine. If I get anybody who's got one of these to send me any links they've got, I'll put them in the show notes for everybody as well, so anybody can find anything like that.
So it's just TNI_40K.
Perfect. Thank you, Mal. Jonathan, anything for Sweden?
We do have a Facebook page, Team Sweden 40K. Don't think I need the link. I think people should be able to find it, and if they can't,
Facebook's
they
fine.
don't deserve it.
I assume most people can use Facebook. And is that if anybody wants to apply for Team Sweden next year, is that where to stick their name down?
Yeah, I mean, if anyone wants to apply, you can either contact me or Daniel Hesselberg. I will be holding a speech on the first major after the top 3 selection, so you'll hear
Speaking
about
of advertising for WTC things is always fun. I was going through some notes a few days ago, and I found a print advertising flyer for Team Scotland from 2016, like an actual printed sheet of paper with like a forum link at the bottom. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, things have changed so much, and it's so much better now. So let me just go onto the Team Scotland web forum, make an account, and link it. No, sentences uttered by the deranged. Belgium, you guys got anything? I know you guys have a Facebook page, and you guys are posting.
There's a Facebook page.
Hopefully, you guys will have a lot of updates.
It's
Other
Team
than
Belgium
that-
40K, but yeah. Like every year we put a post to the one that want to be part of the team, just say and they come. But to be fair,
you guys, the group usually has a lot of updates for you guys, right? The actual Facebook group, Tom always posts a lot of updates in there. That group is going to be utterly useless for you guys because like everybody in the world is in that one. But
612 members. You're correct.
And there's like 5 Belgians on the team, so
yes. I mean, I pretty much know all the Belgium guys, so I know they are probably not even watching us in English. Like, I mean, the French part, like speaking English is sometimes hard, but yeah.
Fair play. For Team Scotland, if you want to get in touch with us, it's Team Scotland 40K on Facebook, or you can. That's it. Facebook. Just drop us on Facebook. We've got a Discord server as well. Link to that's on Facebook because we're all boomers apparently.
There you go.
And we'll have updates there. I'll also probably have some updates on StatCheck and also on my personal Twitter, which is at Innes A. Wilson. Cool. Anthony?
The Art of War social media will probably cover most of what Team America does because that's most of Team America. And if you want to get on the team, good luck. I don't know what the process is, and neither does anyone. The rules are made up and don't follow along. So yeah, it's a mystery. You just keep hammering singles and hopes.
So you dodged the question. Are you excited for WTC to be coming back next year?
No, I thought I was going to get away with that.
I was waiting until he said something next.
Damn it. All right, so I am super excited to go this year. I think it's going to be really awesome. I'm really excited to see a lot of the people that I've only spoken to online. I think a lot of that stuff's going to be super fun. That said, the entire process has been really draining, like emotionally and personally. So I will probably not do this again next year unless we win. If we win, I will gladly come back and run up tens in the following year for that team. But yeah, I like the process has been great, but I want to spend time doing other things. Like the UKTC circuit seems dope, and I want to try that. And the only way I can really do that with the way I have to balance time off is by not doing something that eats at 9 days of PTO. So
Scotland. It's fun.
yeah, or maybe I'll move to some other. I mean, I legitimately have been looking at moving to other countries anyway, just because it seems like fun, and I have a remote enough job that I could do that. And my girlfriend's a teacher, so she could do that too. But things I'd have to talk about with the one that's really in charge. So
Yeah.
yeah, maybe we'll see. Maybe it'll be so mind-blowingly amazing that I'm like, you know what? It's worth the 6 months of madness in the lead up. And maybe
The
I'll
fact
just
that your team's only got 6 months of madness tells me that your team's not taking it seriously.
dude, that's part of the fucking problem in it. Like, it's disrespectful that we're like, bro, 2 practice weekends, that's enough. We'll go just beat up on the Europeans that do this all year anyway. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe it'll be fine, maybe it won't, whatever, and it'll be a good time either way.
Yeah, and the fact that Anthony's burning all his bridges now will have nothing to do with that, obviously.
Burn what bridges? I know, like, that's not how America works, bro. You speak your mind, and then the guy that runs it. That's easy.
Perfect. That is a wonderful summation of the differences in philosophy for the many teams. Team Australia took this week off to do a practice week, from what I understand.
Yeah, those boys are burning the midnight oil, from what I heard.
So, there's all kinds. The WTC takes all sorts.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's going to do it for us. This has been StatCheck. If you have enjoyed this, you can check us out at stat-check.com, or you can check us out at patreon.com/statcheck, where you can support us. You can join our community for our Discord or anything like that. We are hoping to bring you lots more WTC content. I will hopefully jump on with a couple of captains is the next one I'm planning to get done. But that might be like a roundtable that I do with a couple of captains in person at WTC. So I'm going to see what I can get done there. This is definitely going to be out. I should hopefully get this out tomorrow night on Monday. So that'll be Monday the 1st. And then we'll have our regular scheduled show at 11 p.m. UK on Tuesday night. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you to Anthony, Arn, Brian, Mal, John, and Liam for being with me on this quite late Sunday night. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful time. I look forward to seeing you all at WTC. Bye. Camera waving frame. Right. Perfect. Thank you very much. I'm going to close this out now.